Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cindy. Okay. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Alright, now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see why we shouldn't proceed. I think you should ask the question, have you passed the bar exam? This is a murder trial. That's a felony.
Since the dawn of arcades, gamers have been faced with challenges, victories, and defeat. However, another opponent every gamer will come up against is time. Too many games, too little time. With this, backlogs across the world have expanded as players are constantly bombarded with new titles and live service games. One man, this man, has had enough. It's time to play all of those games from the backlogs.
Hey friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Chance, and today's game from the backlog, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. The first turnabout. I wonder how much narration I'm gonna have to do. I missed that because I was distracted by Penny. Okay. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. I wouldn't be discussing your murder plans out loud. District Court. Boy, am I nervous. Right! Oh, hiya, Chief. Ooh, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yeah. Actually, I kinda owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Oh, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, is it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. His father, Harry Butts. The prosecution's ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright? This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry Butts. Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Yeah, I don't remember a name either if we got it. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim? Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the R button to check it anytime, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cindy. Okay. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Alright, now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see why we shouldn't proceed. I think you should ask the question, have you passed the bar exam? This is a murder trial. That's a felony. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue's been added to the court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Press the R button to check the court record frequently. I just did. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention, you don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your me to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Mr. Butts. Mr. Butts. Is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men, since she had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it, lies! I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Okay. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have any... I keep forgetting to do the nerd voice. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you wanted him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. You should object. Stop him from answering. My clan had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. He went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth! Yeah, I was there. I went. You're in court, man. You can't be lying. That's perjury. Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who's your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh, yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door halfway open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. All right, snitch. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones don't function normally. The phone that Mr. Solent used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. It happened from noon to 6 p.m. that day. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Your Honor. All right, Wright. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? You exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What, he was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. All right, let's look at that again. Time of death, July 31st, 4 to 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of death. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Arrived home the day before the murder. It was out until 6 p.m. So... Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay? Open up the court record with the R button and point out the contradictions in the testimony. Alright, you mother... I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know, he just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door halfway open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they're here. It's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. Okay, he said he tried to use her phone, but he didn't go inside. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes, I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately, however the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartment. Alright, what time did you call again? I remember the time exactly, it was 1 p.m. Okay, she died at 4 though, according to the autopsy. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. 1 p.m.? Right, doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Alright, brother.
Objection!
You found the body at 1 p.m., you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Liar! Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sowit, why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? That's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do, point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? So I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. The power was off, though. You couldn't have seen the TV. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may examine the cross witness. You know what to do. I got this one. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. I'm gonna present your ass with this. You could not have heard it from a TV. The power was off at 1 p.m. The prosecution said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sowit? No, I found it quite puzzling myself. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sowit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sowit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. That wasn't the murder weapon, bro. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Objection! Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? I don't know about that. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
Objection!
Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is just a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? Yes. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment of the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. This the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burnt into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is a baseline conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day I never. Look, the clock. I heard no. I mean, I saw. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I hate you. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn. Give up down. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? He just said it, and the whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. The fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I bet it doesn't tell the time. I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That's certainly a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like this clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How did you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. That means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Wright. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Wright. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you still can't win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Well, that's when the power went out, right? Can you think of a reason as to why? Yes. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence? Of course, there's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove without a doubt. Tough words, let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Take that! Excuse me? This proves your claim? How? I can't see what that evidence has to do with the clock. That wasn't it. One more chance. Give me just one more chance. Alright, Mr. Wright, but time is not on your side. Be quick about it. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Take that! The victim had just returned from home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Wright? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? He just pulls out a gun and just... Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. Yeah, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. No win, no fee. I'm gonna be cleaning up. And with that, this court is adjourned. Okay, I understand the game now. Turns out that Frank Wright was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Wright let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Wright grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find and blunted her to death. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m., District Court. Whew, I still can't believe we won. Good job in there. Congrats. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this. Ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? I couldn't. Hey, I'm the one who got off the... Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? The murder weapon? Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry? Larry, are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah. Here's the autopsy report. Check this out, Larry. Positive proof you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? A pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him? Yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? Chief. And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. That was interesting. It was fun. It kind of reminded me of questioning in LA Noire. Yeah, I could see how this has been a series that's been going on. It's fun. The fun isn't going to stop here, though. I'm going to be playing nothing but spooky games all October, so make sure you guys are subscribed. Thank you so much for joining me, friends. This has been Chance from Games from the Backlogs. Till next time.